I've been in this estate for a while, and every time in the night, you just keep hearing sounds. Like people are usually praying in the night. Then when you wake up in the morning, you are seeing people in white. So, and it's a very rocky place. We are trying to go to the place and get all the necessary information. Where?
That side.
There's a cross there. That one is cross.
Okay, yeah, that is a cross there. That's. I don't know if you can see those two small buildings.
I can't. Alright, let's see.
This has to be the creepiest thing I've done on this channel. Already, there've been footpaths that have been created, so we followed them. Crossed a tiny stream, and then you have a better view of where you are going to.
That is where the cross is.
To be honest, I still couldn't see anything.
This house. That small one.
We were going to climb the top of this rock to get to see everything by ourselves. This is the north, where Harmattan has literally taken over the crops, so you see dried fields, and everywhere is literally rocky, but the closer you go, the bigger they are. This area is totally vacant, so I felt like this was the best time to go in the afternoon, but the sun was scorching hot. Then getting close to the mountain, we saw dried maize that probably have been here for a while.
So we are still trying to get the entrance, but this place seems too steep. We cannot climb it except we are hiking. What we are going to do basically is take another route that will be easier to be able to go there.
And this is very creepy because while we were going, we were always looking. My eyes was always everywhere to make sure probably people were not seeing our camera or seeing us holding our phones and making videos. So it was kind of a tussle.
What are you looking for?
No, I'm just looking at it.
While we were going, many things kept coming to my mind. Why did they choose here? Did their members drive cars? Like, do cars literally pass through this place? Then I just decided to ask my friend.
If this is like this, do you think their members have a place that they should drive their cars into?
I think maybe they all walk up.
They all walk up.
Because they don't even get power cook stuff.
We're just talking about if they cook, and then we saw something on the floor.
Beans. That is weird, guys.
There was beans on the ground. Why would there be beans that was half cooked on the pathway?
This shit looks weird to me.
Then it got more creepy. The more we walked, the more it seemed like the rocks were getting bigger and we literally could not climb through or pass. It was just becoming difficult. The estate had started to look smaller from where we were standing. Then the beauty of God's creation, how beautiful these rocks looked, quite honestly. It looked like they were carved by somebody. And then we kept moving up. But then the higher we went, the more it changed from normal ground to all rocky ground.
I think there's a pathway already that has been formed.
We finally found the pathway and then we're close. But climbing these rocks would definitely ache your thighs. I'm not kidding. Especially in the hot sun. So we walked a bit and after a while we saw a zinc. Yes, we are getting close.
There's a house here. Is that a house?
Close to it, we saw cattle grazing right after this. So it seemed like we were going to start getting in contact with people. I decided to probably hold my camera better and then tread with caution. Then we got close to the church. We noticed that there was nobody at that moment standing close. But something that was very fascinating to me, how was this church totally built on a rock?
There's something very fascinating about this place is that it's on a rock, and I think all these things were carved out from a rock. The
stairs were carved out from it too. I got close to check it out and this was a rock, like strong one. So I was curious to go inside the church, but I was still thinking, what if there's somebody sitting inside there? What if somebody was watching us from the back? I mean record, and I was just thinking about a lot of things. So we were trying to go inside and not go inside at the same time. There was a write-up very close to it, and I just stood there standing for a while, taking a peep into the church. There were no chairs, just zinc. There was nobody around, and there was no cross. So this was not the church we've been seeing from down. This was not it. So if this was not it, we'd have to check the next one. But it was very fascinating. If this was not the church we've been seeing from the floor, we needed to go and check which it was. But then I had to confirm that this was really rocky and it was very strong, and it was. There was an inscription on the rock, OR something something something. I don't know what it means, it's not English, and so I just moved to the next one. This was where all shades of creepy started. So we located a pathway close to the church that led to another place. We didn't know where we were headed to yet because the grasses were covering and it was a rocky topology, so it was high up there. Then I noticed that my friend stopped because he had seen something. My first instinct was to protect my camera because this was expensive. Then from far we saw two persons. One was carrying something on his head and the other one wore something that looked like a white gown or something. This was like our first encounter with people all this while. From far we saw a woman in white garments and she was probably leaving, but then she was walking like she was suspecting that we were doing something. She didn't walk hastily. Because of that, I had to make my camera not so obvious, so I was just literally videoing the ground. And close to where we were, we noticed a man and a woman. She was in a red gown and a red scarf, and he was in a yellow gown regalia, and she was carrying a baby. Close to them we saw this mountain of New Zion, a banner that was hung.
Where are we going to from here?
Then we started seeing houses. So maybe these were the houses we were seeing while we were at the foot of the rock. But most of these buildings looked very temporary. They were literally held by stones and minor rocks. Then getting close to this zinc-like house, you would hear the voices of people. Probably these people lived inside there, I don't know. Since there was a footpath that led somewhere, we still followed it.
But they say it looks small from here.
Trees that were dried up, and something struck me. I noticed this when I was coming back. White pigeons were literally living on their own. So maybe they have been kept and they have been trained, or they have been trained. Regardless, we just kept following this straight up road path. And yeah, we are up. The estate kept looking smaller and smaller and smaller. Then we saw a blue house with a cross in front. Nobody was standing close. There was just this cross and it looked very secluded. It was locked, but there was no way this was the cross we've been seeing from the foot of the hill. I was recording and my hands were shaking because it felt very creepy. So the guys we passed just greeted us in a very weird way, and some were looking at us, so we didn't know if we were followed or not. So I was literally almost tensed up. If you could look properly, you notice a white cross right in this mirror. Have you seen anything yet? And right in front there was this Bethel written on the rock. Then something caught our attention. It was the way a particular rock was arranged to look like probably an altar right on top of some, and it had trees covering it. It's already an adventure, yeah, so I just decided to check it out, even if I was so scared. Inscriptions first welcomed us on the ground. Mountain Ebenezer. For the longest time I felt like, should I climb or should I just rest? But for a good content you literally have to do an extra. So if you're watching this video for the first time, my name is Armstrong Osas. Please hit the subscribe button if you've enjoyed this so far. So I was moving gradually and looking around, and then I got right in front of it. It looked like it was intentionally put together, and then inscriptions everywhere. Firstly, from a distance I saw blood, and then when I got close I now saw of Jesus. So that was one of the inscriptions that caught my attention the most.
Omnipotent God. So I think there are different churches. I think there are different churches that are here, or they have something to do with this place, right?
Or maybe it's all connected.
They're all connected, right? Both the tree and everything. I seriously, for the first time, feel like I'm even being watched while I'm here.
I feel like I'm being followed. So. And this place, the way this place is, it looks deserted and secluded at the same time.
It looks secluded.
From this spot we could clearly see that cross and the pulpit when you look closely. The grazing cattle that we saw before had come close to this place at this time, so I felt like it was just time to go home.
You notice that all these rocks have been properly arranged, like they've been gathered together. You notice, have you?
While we were going, a closer look at this, and I was so scared to go close to it.
Walk of life. I don't feel very safe doing this. So.
From here, this was obviously what you have been seeing from the bottom of the hill.
Maybe that's why the sound here used to go down there.
Because it's always echoing.
Everybody rested now.
Then I saw this weird looking plant. I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, please drop the name in the comment section. I tried to break it to see what was inside. It was produced by this tree, and we saw one that did not look so dry. So while we were leaving this time around, I noticed that more people were coming out of the house, and we had people looking at us, and it was super creepy. But then we were done already, so we were exiting. Right when we were leaving, we noticed a cave in this place. So you need to stick around for the next video. Thanks for watching. Catch ya.